This is a SnapEd New York video presentation.
Hello everyone, it's so nice to see you today. My name is Kaylee, SnapEd Nutrition Educator with Cornell Cooperative Extension. And today we are going to do some exploring. What are we going to explore, you ask? The 5 MyPlate food groups. By the end of this video, you will be able to identify all 5 MyPlate food groups and learn how to use them in a meal. We are going to have a lot of fun today, so let's get started. I want you to use your imagination. Close your eyes and think about your favorite meal or dish. Think about why you like it. Does it make you feel happy when you eat it? Does the flavor taste really good? Does it smell really good? What beverage do you drink with your favorite food? While you are thinking about it, try to think of some descriptive words or adjectives that would help someone else think about it. Is it crunchy, sweet, or sour? Take a moment and think of some words that would describe your meal. Now that you've imagined what your favorite meal looks like, take out your piece of paper and coloring utensils and draw your favorite meal. Pause the video and come back when you're done. Here's my drawing of my favorite meal. It is so yummy, you need to try it. I have spaghetti and turkey meatballs with garlic bread and broccoli on the side, and I drink water with this meal. The texture of the pasta is soft and warm, while the garlic bread and broccoli is crunchy. I like to make my meatballs a little spicy too. This smells amazing when it's cooking in the kitchen. It is super important to eat a variety of foods to stay healthy. We need to eat from all 5 food groups: fruits, vegetables, grains, protein, and dairy. MyPlate is a visual reminder to eat foods from all 5 food groups. That way we can make sure we are feeding our bodies with what we need to have energy, play hard, learn, grow, and stay healthy. Let's take a closer look at these food groups. Let's start with fruit. Any fruit or 100% fruit juice counts as part of the fruit group. Fruits may be fresh, canned, frozen, or dried, and may be whole, cut up, or pureed. Pause the video and draw a picture of your favorite fruit. One of my favorite fruits is blueberries. Here's our friend Big Polly the blueberry. He's very excited to meet you today. He says that blueberries are a good source of fiber and vitamin C. Okay, let's talk about protein. Did you know that protein is used by the body to build muscle, skin, bone, and more? Protein's also used for energy. Foods such as seafood, poultry, meat, eggs, wait, there's more, beans, peas, seeds, and nuts, and processed soy products are all considered part of the proteins food group. It's fun to vary your protein routine with all of these protein-packed foods. I'm going to tell you a little secret before we move on. Beans and peas are also part of the vegetable group. Yup, I said it. Beans and peas are part of the protein group and the vegetable group. That's what makes these so special. Next is the vegetable group. It has 5 subgroups: dark green, red and orange, beans and peas, starchy, and others. It's important to vary your veggies since there's so many types of vegetables that are different colors, flavors, and have different nutrients. I want you to write down an example of a vegetable that you think belongs in each group: dark green, red and orange, beans and peas, starchy, and other, which is a vegetable that doesn't belong in the other groups. Pause the video and come back when you're done. I'm glad you're back. Here's our friend Greta. She is broccoli, which is an example of a dark green vegetable. Say hi to Greta. She's going to tell us more about the vegetable subgroups. Of course, Greta says broccoli is a dark green vegetable. I think that's her favorite. She also says a tomato fits the red or orange category, and so does a carrot. Pinto beans are part of the beans and peas group, and so are split peas. A starchy vegetable is a sweet potato, and a vegetable that doesn't fit in any of these categories would be an onion. Thank you so much, Greta, for telling us about the vegetable subgroups. Milk comes from an animal called a cow. All fluid milk products and many foods made from milk that retain their calcium content, such as yogurt and cheese, are part of the dairy group. Calcium-fortified soy milk is also included. Foods made from milk that have little to no calcium, such as cream cheese, cream, and butter, are not part of the dairy group. Grains are anything made from cereal crops. Cereal crops include wheat, rice, oats, cornmeal, and barley. There are two subgroups to the grain category. The groups are whole grains and refined grains. A whole grain uses all three parts of the grain: the endosperm, bran, and germ. A refined grain has been sent through a mill to remove the bran and germ of the grain. This process also removes some nutrients we need for good health. Now let's talk about these awesome whole grains. These include 100% whole wheat bread, brown rice, oatmeal, popcorn, whole wheat tortillas, and whole grain cereal. You want to make half of your grains that you eat these awesome whole grain foods. All right, let's look at refined grains. These are white bread, regular pasta, white rice, puffed rice cereal, pretzels, crackers, and cookies. Try to limit these refined grains and stick to the healthier option of whole grain foods. Okay, I'm going to tell you another secret, so listen up. Popcorn is also a whole grain. How? The kernel is a whole grain because it includes the bran, endosperm, and germ. Once you pop the kernel, it becomes yummy popcorn. All right, now that we've talked about popcorn, I'm going to give you a pop quiz. Get it? Popcorn, pop quiz. Okay, let's get started. Say for breakfast, I have puff rice cereal, 1% milk, and strawberries. What do I have to change about this meal to get a whole grain? Pause the video and think about your answer. Come back when you're done. I would change the puff rice cereal, which is a refined grain, to oatmeal, which is a whole grain. That's how I would get my whole grains in this breakfast. All right, now let's talk about lunch. Say I have a peanut butter and banana sandwich, celery sticks, and an orange. What do I have to change about this meal to get a whole grain? Pause the video again and think about your answer. Come back when you're done. For lunch, I would make sure that the bread on my peanut butter and banana sandwich was whole wheat bread. Whole wheat is a whole grain. White bread would be a refined grain. Put our My Plate meal making skills to the test. Now look back at the meal that you drew a little while ago. What could you add to get all 5 food groups into the meal? Write down what foods are in your meal and what is missing. Don't forget, foods such as stir-fry, soup, salad, or sandwiches are great meals that include a variety of foods from each food group. Looking at my meal, I see I have tomato sauce and broccoli, which is part of the vegetable group. The turkey meatballs are a lean protein, and the bread and pasta are grains. I have 3 out of the 5 food groups. So that means I'm missing dairy and fruit from this meal. Oh no, what am I going to do about that? Don't worry. Remember, not every meal will have all 5 food groups. You can bring balance back making those food groups a snack, or in this case, a dessert. I would have strawberries and yogurt to get in my fruit and dairy. See, eating from all 5 food groups can lead to some fun experimenting with foods, especially when we use My Plate as a guide. Now is the time that you've been waiting for. It's game time! Take out your notes and get ready for some fun. Write down your answers on a piece of paper or share your answer with someone who's near you. Get ready for question 1. Our first question is, what type of grain is recommended to eat? Whole grain or refined grain? Awesome job! The answer is whole grain. Don't forget to make half your grains whole. All right, next question. How many subgroups do vegetables have? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5? Wow, you're really good at this. The answer is 5. The 5 subgroups are dark green, red and orange, beans and peas, starchy, and other. Let's move on. Which is not part of the fruit group? Raisins, 100% orange juice, Fruit Loops cereal, or fresh strawberries? Awesome job! The answer is Fruit Loops cereal. We have to be really careful when reading labels. Just because it says fruit in the name doesn't mean it's actually from the fruit group. Okay, you might want to give yourself a little bit extra time to figure this one out. A Hawaiian pizza with pineapple and ham as toppings belongs to what food group? Wow, you did not let that one trick you at all. It has all 5 food groups. Fruit from the pineapple, vegetable from the tomato sauce, the ham is the protein, the cheese is the dairy, and grain is the crust. Okay, next question. Which is the plant-based protein? Chicken, beans, fish, or beef? Remember, plant-based comes from plants and not animals. Alright, you didn't let that one trick you either. The answer is beans. Beans come from plants and not animals. That makes it a plant-based protein. Great job! You completed the My Plate Food Group game. Give yourself a high five. Okay, now that we have learned so much about My Plate, we are going to create a healthy 5-day dinner meal plan, which will include a variety of foods from each food group. If you have already printed out this handout, then you don't have to do this part of the video. You can start to think of foods you want to include in the meantime. If you do not have the handout, now is the time to take out a piece of paper, a straight edge or ruler, and a writing utensil. Awesome! Now that you have all the materials you need, we can get started. I'm going to give you step-by-step instructions on how to create your meal plan. Follow along and pause the video when needed so you can create yours with me. All right, here we go. The first step is to write your name and today's date on the top of your piece of paper. Next, write down each My Plate food group. I know you know these already. It's fruit, vegetable, grains, protein, and dairy. Great job! Now, grab your straight edge or ruler. I'm using the side of a folder, and I'm going to make 5 straight horizontal lines to divide each food group. Horizontal means left to right. Now we're going to do the same thing, but make 5 vertical lines to divide each of the 5 days. Vertical means top to bottom. Awesome! Your planner is almost done and it looks great. We just have to label the days. Day 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now here is the fun part. It's time to fill in your 5-day meal planner. Come up with new foods that you want to try and include foods that you might already eat. This is going to be your own personalized planner. Write down a food from each food group that you want to try this week. My Plate is always here to guide you. Make sure half your grains are whole grains, at least one food from the beans and peas subgroup, one vegetable from the dark green vegetable subgroup, and a variety of proteins. Each protein may be used once. Pause the video here and fill in your 5-day meal planner. We'll finish the video when you come back. Now that we know eating foods from the MyPlate food groups are a very important part of being healthy, what is the other part? Can you guess? Yes, you're right. It is physical activity. Being physically active for 60 minutes a day is so much fun, and it's so important for good health. I have one more task for you today since you did so awesome. If you have the MyPlate Meal Planner handout, look at the bottom of the page to make these goals. If you don't have the handout, write down your goals on a sheet of paper. I want you to make a plan to be physically active for 60 minutes a day. Make sure your plan has a variety of activities that you can do on your own, with your friends or a team, or with your family. The second part is to create a physical activity plan. Finally, set one MyPlate goal for yourself. Pause the video here and make some awesome goals that you want to accomplish. Wow, I know you created some great goals for yourself, and I want to hear all about it. What new foods are you going to try? And what physical activities are you going to do this week? Say them out loud or share with someone near you. All right, you are now a MyPlate expert. I hope you have a lot of fun trying new foods and physical activities to stay healthy. Thank you so much for joining us today. You did an amazing job, and we cannot wait to see you soon. Bye, everyone.
Thank you for joining us today. We know the healthy choice isn't always the easiest choice, but small changes can make a big difference. Start today by getting involved with SNAP Ed New York. This program is free for those who qualify or receive SNAP benefits. We want to help you save time, save money, and eat healthy. Learn how SNAP Ed can make a difference in your life. For more information and to find your local program, visit snapedny.org. This material is funded by USDA's Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. SNAP. This institution is an equal opportunity provider.